should subscribe to Raze Chaos because he's a dope guy.
And welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos. You've made it back to my channel, and oh yay! We have got from the New York Comic Book Convention. We have got a big Barda. This was a pop that when I saw, I got so excited about. I loved watching all the preview videos of people showing the announcement of, oh yay, here's the new exclusives that are coming out for the New York Comic Con, and then they get there to be like, and Big Barda, whoever that is. But Raze, being a huge DC fan, knew exactly who that was and was very excited to get it. So yeah, if you don't know, Big Barda is, she's a couple of different things. She's got a couple different toes in the fire here. She is, first and foremost, she's Mr. Miracle's wife. Which that's hence her first appearance in the Mr. Miracle comic book in 1971. And yes, her story went that she was actually the leader of the Female Furies, Darkseid's all-female female battalion of warlords, thugs, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, it's one of his teams, and she was the leader by force. She rose to the top of that. She helped Mr. Miracle escape Apocalypse when he had tried to do that, which Mr. Miracle, world's greatest escape artist, not only did he escape Apocalypse, but he escaped with a woman that became his wife. That's just how good he is. Obviously created by Jack Kirby because, yeah, just Jack Kirby created all of the Fourth World, all the Darkseid, New Genesis, Apocalypse characters, all the original ones anyway. And she was one of the originals. Came out and they've done a slew of things with her. They actually had, they'd put her in the Justice League for a while there, which was a very, very, well, let's see, the first time I actually saw her was actually in the Justice League International when she was part of that, but I don't know how much she was a part of it, but she was Mr. Miracle's wife. Mr. Miracle was a member, but you didn't really get much Mr. Miracle without Big Barda running along. And yeah, so she was a fixture in that book for a while. Why am I still holding you? So as I was saying, she was a fixture in the Justice League International, being such, I mean, she is a physically strong character. She is super tough, and a great tactician. Great leader, that kind of thing. So obviously, and very aggressive. So obviously, when you're in a group like the Justice League International, when you've got a bunch of people kind of stumbling around a lot, her stepping in and essentially making sure everything gets done and taken care of is just totally on par with her. But we're going to go ahead and take her out and have a look at her. I think what I love about Big Barda in general is just to look at her. Your first thought is not her being an attractive female. She is actually considered attractive, but she's also, I don't remember exactly how tall she's supposed to be. But I know she tends to stand with the bigger guys, and dwarfs a lot of the smaller guys, including her husband. She's actually taller than him. She's Big Barda for a reason. But they have used her in, they rarely showcase her being a object of desire and more of a warrior, which is really cool. Though, even though that being said, they have dipped the other way rather extremely in a couple of occasions. There was a character called Sleaze, who was originally from Apocalypse. He was created by John Byrne for DC when Action Comics was basically a team-up book where it was Superman and somebody. And basically Sleaze was a character who used to be on Apocalypse and was, I don't know, basically kicked out by Darkseid because Darkseid didn't like him, or he'd upset Darkseid over something. I don't remember exactly what that situation was, but he's basically sent to Earth, and he's living in the sewers of Metropolis, and he essentially drugs Big Barda and Superman and entices them to make a porno. So that story was basically Superman teaming up with Mr. Miracle over this whole thing, but like, really? I guess it would take a being from another world to know how to drug two very, very strong aliens in order to get them to copulate in front of a camera. Yeah, that's one of the weirder stories. One of the other issues they had was when she was part of the JLA, they actually had it to the point where in a situation in which Barda shows up wearing a long red and gold dress, and she thanks them for providing the dress for him, and they're in a more formal environment, and everybody kind of looks around and says, we didn't put a dress in there. And it turns out it was Plastic Man. And yeah, that story, while it was funny in a less enlightened time, yeah, essentially that was a very creepy thing for Plastic Man to do. And she would not work with, essentially they kind of made a long-standing after effect of that Big Barda would not work with Plastic Man. So yeah, while they didn't heavily feature her sexuality on that, of course it's comics. They have to go there sometimes, apparently. But before that, it was primarily what you would see of Barda when she wasn't in full gear, was to be basically the lovely assistant. Scot-free Mr. Miracle had come to Earth and became a world-renowned escape artist, and of course he had his lovely assistant, which was also his wife. They did have one story in particular in which Big Barda, who carries a Mega Rod, which on Apocalypse, that's kind of like their standard weapon, and very powerful. But there was an entire story where her Mega Rod got lifted by a street punk, had stolen her car or something, and it was left in the trunk. And so they had a nice long story about this kid just basically picking up her weapon and using it. And of course, all of apocalyptic weapons are somewhat sentient, and they influence their user. And of course, being a street punk and not having any formal training of any kind or any kind of resolve in itself, you saw the Mega Rod basically take him over and eat him from the inside as he's blasting everything and just being as destructive as hell. And it also proves that Big Barda, in order to combat that, has some serious mental resolve. So, I have talked up Big Barda quite a bit already, and I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now because, yeah, you got me on a DC character kick. And you know what happens when that happens. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you've not already subscribed. Give me a like if you're a fan of Big Barda, and let me know in the comments below if you have actually read or know anything of Big Barda, because I always love to spread the knowledge, and yeah, I'm a geek that likes to talk. You have a great day, and never forget that life is full of odd moments, and you never know when you're going to be defined.
Yep.